What's going on, guys? Let me know if the audio is good. Audio check. Should be good. Oops, sorry about the caps. Let me know if the audio. I actually do. This is a potential setup, actually. This one's. I'm gonna talk about this on NQ for the PM session. But to be honest, I wouldn't take this. This would be something I'll just watch for, just because this is very counter trend. But if this closed like as an EBP, we could see the market just reprice down into this fair value gap on NQ to that 25 300s. But again, me personally, I wouldn't like. I wouldn't like really trust this. I don't like when it's too counter trend. So even if we form a 1 hour EBP, that's something I would just watch. That's usually something like I call like tape reading. But yeah. And it's because it's going against the 4 hour flow. The 4 hour flow right now is super, super bullish. And we're gonna possibly close above this prior bar high. Um, could we see a little bit of a move down again to reprice down into here? I think so. But it's not it's like one of those trades that like you have a feeling this will happen. But me personally, I'll just watch it. I'll just watch it. But I kind of just want to break it down. Like if this closes a 1 hour EBP right here, the next support level is going to be this right here, this imbalance point, right? Because right now, if we close as an EBP, we have essentially this 15-minute bearish order block that would form from this opening price. But yeah, but again, it's like it's one of those trades that's like very. Is it really worth taking? Because the risk reward is not that great, and also, yeah, it's just super counter trend. Now this could lead, like let's say if this doesn't hold as support, right? That's what I'm waiting to see in the PM session. If this does not hold as support, then these equal lows on the 1 hour time frame is something I would watch for. But again, I just have my levels marked out, and then typically I'll go from there. But I'll talk about the gold trade as well. Yeah, exactly. It's because it's overall still bullish. So I don't want to fit. Like the thing is this, right? Even though we have an hourly EBP, think about it, right? I talked about this in the prior streams. Let me just make like this so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, let's go 1 hour and then 4 hour, because that's always where I frame my trades for intraday basis. If you take this 1 hour EBP down to that 15-minute fair value gap, the problem is you're fighting this 4 hour bullish candle, right? Because if this candle closes above this prior bar high, that's usually like a very strong sign. Now, again, the next candle could open up, retrace lower into this fair value gap. So this is a 15-minute fair value gap, right? Theoretically, think about power of three. The next candle could open up, drop into that area if we close as an hourly EBP, but you're fighting against this overall 4 hour bullish candle. So that's what I mean. Like, is it really worth the squeeze? Not really, because sometimes the market might not even reprice here, right? Even if with this hourly EBP forms, we could have a little bit of a move lower, not even like take out the candle bars low because we're respecting this 1 hour fair value gap, and then possibly push higher because again, the 4 hour candle right now on this move up, every candle has just closed above each high. So this candle closed above this prior bar high, this candle closed above this prior bar high, and now it looks we're going to do the same here. So it's one of those things that I would just like watch just for like, I guess entertainment purposes or just to like kind of like tape read. But it's not, it's one of the more riskier plays. I'll just leave it at that. Even though we are at resistance, but again, the current flow is bullish. So we'll see. Now let me go back to that so we can see all three time frames. Okay. ABP means taking liquidity and close inside. No, ABP candle is this. Like where we have a candle that closes above the prior bar high and then closes below the prior bar's opening price on the bearish side. Trailers, to be honest, you can trade EBPs with trendline. I mean, like it's up to you. You would have to kind of like you kind of have to like, kind of see it for yourself, to be honest. 'Cause I don't really trade with trend lines, so I don't want to give you like any piece of advice, to be honest, when it comes to like trend lines, because I don't really trade with them. So now the 4 hour bar closed. So yeah, so this is what I mean, right? So if you see the 1 hour time frame, we close as an EBP. So now this EBP candle, we have this area in here, which is going to be like essentially like our order block. Could we see a move up here, break it, and then like a little bit of a trade, right? This would be more of a scalping model, where if this 15-minute candle like pushed up into this area, and on the 1 hour EBP, we would watch the EBP candles low, and then we would watch this. It's counter to the 4-hour current candle. So someone asked a good question. Isn't this bearish structure from here to here? Yes. But on the push up, right, we're still showing bullish signs. So this is called the retracement leg. I talk about it in my course content. From swing low to swing high, we have bullish market structure on the way up. But again, this could just be an intermediate term drop into this area as this new candle is like possibly creating a wick low. So yeah, hopefully you guys can kind of see that what I'm talking about. Is this correct timing to trade? Yeah. So if you want to trade the PM session, so look at that. Look at that. How so far how it's looking on NQ. This is beautiful right here. Now again, just use this as like a tape read method. Tape reading just means like you're just studying how the market is moving and your anticipation. Yeah, oh yeah, but my bad. To answer your question, yeah. So for indices, you can trade the PM session. The PM session, it'll typically have volatility from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Eastern time. So yeah. Now Forex is a completely different game. I wouldn't trade FX around this time, but indices does have moves around the PM session. It could make a lower low right now. Yeah, theoretically, like don't get me wrong, like this could be the start. Like maybe I look at like the next 2 4-hour bars that form, and then what happens, right? I could look at the next 2 4-hour bars, and then it could be this could be the high, right? But the problem is like trying to anticipate that right now, it's too early for me. Now, some people they want to get that wick entry and then look for the sell-off, and they want to position themselves around here. That is okay, but for me, I don't like doing that, right? Because it's just I don't want to get in front of this current move. Now, let's just say the market creates another bearish setup tomorrow, right? Where we come down in here, right? Maybe we just completely break back below, we push up here, and then maybe we create a 4-hour EBP going into tomorrow. And then I wake up tomorrow morning and there's like a 4-hour bearish EBP and this failed. Okay, and look at that. Beautiful, beautiful example here on the hourly EBP down inside this 4-hour level, down into this fair value gap. So hopefully you guys kind of saw that opportunity right there. Now again, I personally would not take that just because I don't like playing it against. I like to when the 4-hour and the 1-hour are in alignment personally, even though we're at a 4-hour fair value gap. But look at this beautiful move right here. I think gold ultimately will come down into. I think gold is actually going to set up for sells into here as well because this looks like a massive stop hunt. But look at that move, beautiful. I mean, could not get any cleaner than that. You can't see me? No, that should be here. But man, this was phenomenal. This is what I mean, like beautiful. This is like so again, if you're a scalper, I want you guys to kind of go at it from that perspective and you just rewatch that. 1-hour EBP and inside this 4-hour candle, is there any imbalance point, right? The imbalance was at this 15-minute time frame. So when the next hourly candle opened, didn't really have any big retrace to be fair, but now the market, you just have a clear target, right? Because we're at resistance, the market is showing you a bearish setup at resistance, 1-hour EBP. Now, this is key to everything I do for trading. And now, obviously, this might not even respect, and this might be the high, like someone was alluding to. But again, I'm perfectly fine with that because I'm not typically trying to get in on these types of highs, but this is a scalp model right there. 1-hour EBP, the 4-hour candle inside this 4-hour bar. Where's the fair value gap on the 15-minute? It's right here. We have a beautiful low resistance liquidity run because we have these candle bar lows that are making higher highs. And look at that drop into the level to clear out liquidity into the fair value gap. Now, does this fair value gap hold or is this the high? I don't know. But again, it's just taking the market from one level down to the next. This looks like a bull flag to me. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Like if this looks like a bull, I don't know where you see the bull flag, but yeah, unless you meant bear flag. But beautiful. This was just a beautiful like time frame. This is again for a scalping model, 1-hour EBP to like let's say a 1-hour or 15-minute fair value gap, and it's inside of this 4-hour bar. Um, with all the rules you trade with that you developed over the years, are they written down somewhere? The thing is this, man. Like when it comes to trading, like I have very specific rules. Like I'll give you the rule that I always have. If I'm looking for sells, like in this example right here, like with this EBP, I must have, this is my biggest rule. I must have a fair value gap or liquidity pool that has not been traded to yet. And it's because of this. You get these big explosive moves when this happens. I mean, look at that. That's just a beautiful, beautiful drop. And you guys see how, like, when you wait for the candles open, right? The 4 hour bar open. Around these times, you can find opportunities and trades. So there's no need to sit there and just wait for setups all day long. I'd rather just show up to the chart on every 4 hour candles open and then just look to see, hey, is there a potential move or not? Now, again, could the market react here and then push up higher? Yeah, but this is a situation where if you took the sell is just from like one area to the next, and that's it. Now you wait for the next opportunity. We'll see what happens here on gold, to be honest. Because I'm not gonna lie, like after this run on stop, so I'll talk about gold as well. Let me actually I'll just keep an alert just in case we actually go below here. Okay. But let me talk about gold. Gold, I mean, this one was just pretty. Actually, let me go through the questions first, and then yeah. I feel gold selling too. Yeah, please answer me, brother. Let me see if you. Okay, my bad. I missed that. So if you're, let me. Can I show it on stream? Yeah. If you're to advise a trader that prioritize consistency, repetition, and risk reward, what should we focus on, CFD or futures? I think of futures, man. Because the thing is with CFD props, if you're gonna trade, like again, it really depends on CFD props. The issue with them is there's just a lot of I think you just get more bang for your buck, to be honest. I think the dollar amount that you spend on challenges would probably be better suited in futures props, especially now because most of them don't have consistency rules. But if you want, like, let's just, and also CFD props, you have to make so much in terms of a percentage return that it just doesn't make sense to me. What you suggest to trade like forex pairs or indices? I'll say this, man. I am not going back to FX. That's why you guys have not seen me really trade euro that much. Right? You see sometimes dollar yen, but only the only reason why dollar yen is because I'm pretty much watching Asia session, and dollar yen moves pretty well in Asia, right? But during the New York Open, I'm going to focus on NQ and ES and gold. I'm not going to have time for euro, and it's because, man, like when you get look at the okay, let's break down gold, right? When you have a move on gold, I would consider choppy, but look at the move that we got today. On EU, that type of move is very difficult to get in a specific day on a consistent basis, right? Of course, you're gonna have like nice moves over time and stuff like that, but on a consistent basis, man, yeah. So let me break down gold, and I'm gonna answer your question, Nas, about trading the 4 hour open. Let me see something with my phone. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go get my phone real quick. All right, back. Can't really find my phone, but it's cool. We'll go get look at it, look for it a different time. Um, but yeah. Oh yeah, so am I trading the 4 hour open? Yes. So I'm switching, like, don't get me wrong, I'm still using daily bias for sure. But the problem, as you guys know, is like daily bias, you get less opportunities. So, and I made the YouTube video about it. The thing is, the benefit of the 4 hour bar, man, is very simple. There's going to be three opportunities during the New York Open to trade. You're going to have 6 a.m. Eastern time. You're going to have 10 a.m. Eastern time, and then you're going to have 2 p.m. This is critical because you can find at least one opportunity for the day every single day, minimum one opportunity, like guaranteed. And it's because even on a consolidating day, you can at least find a scalp. Like again, bearish EBP on the 1 hour time frame, the 4 hour candles open. We had three consecutive bullish candles. This candle is still pretty strong, closed above the prior bar high. We can anticipate in terms of power of three. You see how this candle had to open, we created a wick, and then we pushed up. This same candle is going to drop down at some point into a support level. Now, this could just be the high. This could form a swing high and we just tank, right? But the near term objective is here. So every 4 hour open gives you an opportunity. And that's what I really, really enjoy about this is like you get more opportunities. And that's why you guys with futures firms too, because there's essentially no spread. The fills are much better. You can get really good entries. Like you can get high risk to rewards on a 5 minute, 15 minute entry basis. So yeah. Okay. Is there a way? No, so the indicator is like, oh yeah, for myself. Something that I had made specifically just for my trading. Um, if it's ever available, I'll tell you guys on Telegram. But yeah. Um, Serious question. How are you able to trade that well despite plenty of things going on in your life? My family doesn't leave me alone. Let me tell you guys something, man. This is why it's, again, first of all, number one, I have 8 years of trading experience. And I'm not one of those people that just say, oh, I have 8 years of, like, bro, I put in so much time from day one. People will tell you they have like many years of experience, but they took so many breaks in between. I've only had one period in my life where I took more than like a month off of trading, and that was just because of like, I remember it was during COVID or after, I forgot. I remember I took an account from, I believe it was like 3,500 bucks. It was around 3 to 4,000, all the way to 30K. And this was trading when everything was tanking, ES was falling. I was buying puts every single day, going all in, and yeah, and then the account grew to 30K. And I remember I took that account from 30K to 9K in one day, and then from 9K down to like I think the final balance before I withdrew was around like 1,500 bucks. So I even lost some of the initial deposit. Never withdrew any of the money. That was the only time that I actually took a break. Now, to answer your question, bro, it's very important to have systems in place. Like for example, if I know I'm going to come to the market at the start of every 4 hour candle, 15 minutes prior, guess what? I'm going to then allow myself to see a setup. Like look how fast we saw that setup because it was ready, right? How many? Let me ask you guys this question, right? How many of you guys would actually benefit every single time that you show up to the chart, the setup that you knew and that you were backtesting and journaling was there? How much easier is it to execute? I've been around so many traders. I've coached thousands of people. I'm telling you guys now, the biggest issue is so many people come into the charts. And what happens is because they have to wait for a setup, right? They're going to start taking bullshit trades in between. Trust me, I've been there, man. And to this day, like sometimes I will take some bullshit trades too. Like I'm human. I minimize it way more compared to earlier on, like, in my early years. But like it's just difficult sometimes. Like you think you see something and you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna take this, or like you go down the time frame lower because you just try to find something. Minimize your trading hours. Understand when am I going to show up to the charts? What am I looking for when I'm there? And I swear to God, right there, that alone will make it so much easier when you have a full process. Because when you have a lot of things going on, you need to simplify your trading where it's like you don't have to think to execute. It's like I came here at 2 o'clock. I explained this right here. 1 hour EBP, 15-minute fair value gap that has not been traded to. Next 4 hour candles open, and we're going to trade inside this candle's body. That's it. So now when I come to the charts and I see exactly that, you don't think about it. You just execute. And also, if you have a lot of things going on, minimize how much trades you're taking throughout the week. That's another thing as well. You have to minimize your time on the screens. If you minimize your time on the screen, you're just going to set yourself up for better. You know what? Let me actually find this. I think this will help you guys as well. This market wizard named Tom Bezos. Let me just find the interview. They call him Mr. Serenity, and this is actually like a really great video. I think everyone should watch. Okay, right here. I'm just gonna skip this ad and I'm gonna put it on the screen for you guys, and then you go watch it on your own time. Okay, right here. Trading 600 million for 50 years using a 3 simple strategy. Tom Bezos, and it's from Titans of Tomorrow with Wakar, if you guys are familiar with him. But he's a market. He was pretty much he was in the Market Wizards book, and he talks about all the stuff when it comes to not allowing trading to affect his lifestyle. So if he has obligations and stuff like that, he just creates a whole trading plan around like whatever he needs to do in his real life, and he does not allow trading to consume him. That's a very good podcast. I would highly recommend. Scoperfy. Actually, if you can you message me on Instagram and just message me on Instagram? I don't know if you have it, but just message me coding, like code, CODE, and I'll go through my message after this. I actually have an inquiry for you if you don't mind. What you suggest, to trade 4-hour EVP in right conditions or how to find right entry in lower time frame? Yeah. So if you want to keep your trading super, super simple, you want to just focus on the 4-hour EBP. But the thing is this, man, the daily EBP is simple. Like you just go on the daily chart throughout, like, market close and just see, is there anything setting up or not? That's it. You don't have to overcomplicate that portion of it. And then the 4-hour, you know what time the 4-hour candles are going to open, whether you're trading FX or futures. And yeah. Okay. Nas, did you answer my questions about your quit rules? I'll make a separate video for that. I'll probably include it in this weekend's video on my main channel because it's gonna like I have to like write it out and stuff like that. But I do have very specific rules. The one that I talked about before is like if I'm gonna look for a short, for example, or a buy, I need to have a clear target. Like if I saw this 1-hour EBP and I look at the 15-minute time frame and I see these lows with this fair value gap, I know I have a clear target. That's the only rule that I must abide by. I have to have a clear target that has not been traded to. If this fair value gap was already traded to, like before, like let's say this 1-hour EBP candle formed and the low formed at the fair value gap, I'm not interested in that because it already had been traded into. When it comes to a run on stops prior to hit like on GU, is it still valid? No. So that's a good question. And a lot of people who were in the mentorship earlier this year know like this is my main no. Someone actually talked about I'm gonna use the euro as an example because someone asked about this 4-hour EBP, and I said I would not take this long EBP because number one, we're inside of a bearish fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame. And then also we are inside of this overall bullish, I'm sorry, bearish leg. So swing high to swing low. So we're at resistance. Number one. Number two, on the daily, we also took out the prior day highs, right? And it looks like we're actually about to form a daily EBP. Now, to be honest, this is probably a daily EBP I would be interested in because we still have this fair value gap down here. At the very least, we can at least take out this low into the fair value gap high here. So like this is going to be something I'm going to be watching for on euro going into tomorrow. But nonetheless, if the market takes out the prior day high and it's already inside of a bearish swing, I am no longer looking to take any retracement plays on this. I need the market when I'm looking to buy any dips on a fair value gap or like let's say on an EBP candle, the market must not take any key liquidity pools and the high must not be formed at some sort of resistance. The moment it does that, even I don't care if this went 1,000 pips, per my rules, I avoid this type of EBP candle. And again, we mentioned this on the morning stream as well. But yeah. Are you considering to long NQ at the nearest 4-hour fair value gap? I'll be honest, I'll watch it around here, but because this will be like one of those things I just have to wait to see what happened here. Like I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't like, yeah, like I wouldn't buy it blind. I would have to see it like some sort of bullish setup and then maybe consider it. Because remember, this is still inside of a daily bearish EBP, right? And we never took out that low. Even though we do have SMT at the lows because ES took out its prior day low, right? but we'll see what happens, to be honest. If like we came down in here first and I saw like a very clean daily profile buy setup, then I understand that we might actually head higher. But until then, I wouldn't just buy it blind, me personally. EBP just engulfing bar play. So I have a engulfing bar play, and this is all over my main channel. So my main channel, I'm going to link it in the description below on this video, or pretty much all my live streams moving forward. You know what? Let me actually just link it here now. Might as well. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the description. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put it in the comment section, and then I'm just gonna add it to the description now. So this is my main channel. If you go to the front page, okay, and now it's in the description. Just edit it now. Okay. All right, so now it's in the description as well. So that's my main channel. If you go the EBP system, it's like my main strategy. You'll see it at the home page as well. But yeah, guys, I think I gotta go get out of here. Actually, I just wanted to kind of talk about. Actually, I forgot I forgot the main reason. Was the gold trade, right? Hold on, give me 1 second, guys, and I'll talk about the gold trade. I just need to find my phone because I had to respond to a text message, but I can't find it. And I'm not sure where I misplaced it. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. All right, guys. Yeah. So I'm actually gonna make a video breaking this down and then post it on this channel specifically. I just can't find my phone, and I really need to make this phone call. Yeah, I'm not sure where it could have went. So I don't know. I might have left it in my car, but all right, yeah. So I'll make the video as soon as I find my phone, and then I'll upload to YouTube. It'll be on this specific channel right here. So this channel is going to be for live streams and trade recaps. The other one is going to be just strictly educational, and that's going to be more of a presentation style because, like, again, I want to teach all the basics and the foundations on that channel. And then once someone learns the foundations and they want to see it implemented live in real market conditions, this is the channel which will be a little bit more advanced. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys hopping on. That gold trade, I will have it for sure up before market close. But yeah, just gotta go find my phone real quick. Appreciate you guys.